Lesson 4.4, Solve Percent Change and Percent Error Problems. For this set of Cornell notes, we're going to cover how we can solve problems involving percent change and percent error. Please make sure before we go on that you have put your name, your class period, and today's date on your paper. The first question we aim to answer asks, what is percent change? Percent change describes an amount of change, either an increase or decrease, as a percent of the original value. So in this problem, we're going to be looking at how we can modify our percent equation that says part equals percent times whole in order to account for percent change. Question 2. How do I find percent change? Well, we're going to go back to our equation that says part equals percent times whole. Now we're going to take this equation and we're going to modify it slightly to account for the part and the whole being slightly different in terms of how they're identified in a problem that involves percent change. In order to find a percent change, we need to know how much the amount has changed, and then we need to know what the original amount is. So for this particular type of percent problem, the amount of change can be found by subtracting the original amount and the new amount. The original amount is defined as the amount before that value changed. So what was that value before there was any sort of a change to it? Let's work through an example together. Copy this problem on your paper. Billy was 48 inches tall last year. This year he is 54 inches tall. What is his percent increase in height? Step 1 is to subtract to find how much his height changed. So for this problem, his original height was 48 inches and his new height is 54 inches. So we're going to subtract 54, take away 48, and we know that his height changed by 6 inches. Step 2. Identify the original amount. In this case, his original height was 48 inches. Step 3. Set up and solve the percent equation. So first we start with the part, which is the amount that the height has changed. In this problem, that amount is 6. 6 is equal to the percent change, P, times the whole amount, which is the original height that Billy was, which was 48 inches tall. Now we're going to go ahead and solve that equation by dividing both sides of it by 48. And the number that we get is going to be in decimal form. So P is equal to 125 thousandths. But remember that this is the decimal form for our percentage. So in order to get our percentage, we need to multiply that times 100. And we get 12 5/10%. So Billy had a 12 5/10% increase to his height between last year and this year. In summary, we have 3 steps. The first step we need to do is subtract. This will help us find the part. In step 2, we have to identify the original number. This will be your whole. And then step 3 is to set up and solve the percent equation. Remember that percent change questions are just another version of your percent equation. Now go ahead and flip your paper over so that we can talk about percent error questions. Question number 3. What is percent error? Percent error describes how accurate a measure or estimated value is compared to the actual value. So again, we're going to be looking for differences between the estimated or the measured amount and the actual amount, and use that as a comparison tool to find the percent error. We are still going to use the equation part equals percent times whole. But this time, in order to find percent error, we have to redefine what represents the part and what represents the whole. For percent error questions, we define the part as being that difference in measure or estimate compared to the actual value. So again, a difference here means that we are going to be subtracting. That will equal the percent of error, that means how far off we are from the actual number in a percent form, times the actual measure or the actual value. That actual measure or value is what represents the whole. Now let's take a look at an example. Jason predicted 227 students would attend the school dance. The actual number of students attending was 250. What is Jason's percent error? In step 1, we're going to find that difference. And remember, the difference here is equal to the part. So we're going to be subtracting the actual and his estimated numbers. So 250 and 227, let's subtract those, and we get 23. That represents our part. Then in step 2, as before, we have to identify the actual number or the actual value. In this case, the actual number is 250. And remember that actual number or value is equal to the whole. And then in step 3, we're going to set up and solve our percent equation. All right, so let's go ahead and solve that percent equation. In this problem, the part is 23. Then we have the percent of error, or we're going to call that P, times the actual value, which in this problem is 250. All right, so now we're going to take these values and we're going to go ahead and solve that percent equation. So we have 23 equals P times 250, and we're going to divide both sides by that 250, and we're going to get a P value, or a percentage value, that is in decimal form. And in order to change that back to a decimal, remember that's your decimal form right there, we have to do that number times 100, and we get 9 2/10% error. So Jason's error was 9 2/10%. So don't forget to change it back to a percentage after you solve and get that decimal value. Now let's take a look at this summary. Step 1 is to subtract the estimate or measure and the actual values in order to find the part. The actual value is the whole amount. And now that you have a part and a whole, you can set up and solve the percent equation. Now you're ready to try some work on your own.